Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. In this video, we are going to learn how to concatenate the two columns in copy activity from a CSV file to the SQL Server table. So Azure SQL DB, that's what I will say. So you can also have a SQL DB as if you want, so that can be on-prem as well. Okay, now what you're gonna do here, as we know that copy activity read all the columns as it is and then write to the destination. It does not give us option where we can use a substring function, where we can use write or other any functions where we can get the values from the incoming column. And also the copy activity is not going to let us concatenate two columns and put two into one column. That's not possible in copy activity. There is no derived column transformation because it's a simple straightforward copy activity. So there are two ways we can do that. One, we use the data flow task, and inside the data flow we will use a derived column transformation, and where we can write expressions, where we can concatenate columns and create new columns before we writing to the destination. But there is another way. What we can do, we can use the table value parameters in our store procedure. So we will create a store procedure on the destination side that will accept the incoming columns, and then we can drive our columns from there. So first of all, let me show you. Let's go ahead and upload our file. So this is my blob storage, and then I'm going to walk you through all the steps. Here's my input folder and or container, and this is the file. So now what is our goal? So right here we have ID, first name, last name. So what I would like to do, I would like to add these two columns, first name and last name, and create the full name in my destination table. And maybe we would like to do some more. Maybe we would like to only read the first characters, of each of the name. So that's also one of the reason. And there could be so many other things you can do. So we will use this file as a source, and then we are going to write to the SQL. So here is my destination table. So I'm going to create a destination table called dbo.customer with ID, first name, last name, and full name. So you see that this is the derived column. So think about that. This is a new column I will be loading depending upon these two columns. So we are going to handle this in our store procedure, because the copy activity does give us opportunity to use a store procedure, and it give us opportunity to use the table values parameters. So here, first of all, we will be creating a type called the customer type as the table, and then this type will be used like, okay, ID, see right here, integer, and first name varchar, last name varchar, LName. So if you have more columns coming from your CSV file, you can create all those lists here, and once you map that, it will take this type will take them, and then we'll use in a store procedure. In this store procedure, you see that we are creating a store procedure dbo.SP customer, and then we are using @type. So this is the customer type, right? So that's the type we'll be using. This is just the name of it, and the customer type right there. That's what I'm using, and read only. Okay, so I'm telling my store procedure, hey, you are gonna use this customer type. Once I'm telling this, it is expect an ID, first name, last name, three of these values. Okay, now then we say as begin insert into our customer table, and then in customer table we have ID, first name, last name, and the final name is full name. Now as the values are come in from these table value parameters, I can join these. So you see that I took this value as it is, first name as it is, last name as it is, and then I did the first name comma last name. If I would like to have another column in my customer table, I can simply extract whatever I need to extract from these columns. So that's not going to be a problem. But in this demo, I'm only doing a full name. So what we are going to do here, we are going to insert into a table, and in the table we have ID, first name, last name, and full name. And you see that I have derived, this is coming from our type as it is, so it's going to accept these variables, these values, right? And then we can play with these values like first name, last name, and all that, and we can concatenate them if we need to get the first value, let's say first character or something. We can always add new columns here and then drive the value from here, because every value is going to depend upon these columns, right? These are the values coming from our file. So we should be good here, and then you're going to say end, and then this is just a statement, select star from this customer table. So let's go and take a look in the database, and we will create these objects there. So I'm going to go ahead and copy actually entire thing from here, go to the Azure portal, and in the Azure portal I'm going to go to the my resource group, and in the resource group I have SQL DB here. Okay, so once we click on the SQL, what we are going to do there, we are going to go to the query editor, and in the query editor we will be passing username and password. So we'll provide username and password, and it is asking you for you want to whitelist this IP. Yes, hit OK, and now we are connected. I'm going to paste this right there. As of now we don't have any table, so first of all we will be creating a table. Table is created. Now we will be creating a type. So this is a table value parameter type, right? So we created this type with ID, first name, last name, and then we are going to create a store procedure, and that is going to insert the values in this column table, and the values are coming from these columns, and that's our type. Okay, so that's we are passing this values right there to the store procedure of those table value type, right? And we are going to create this. Now our table is ready, our type is ready, our store procedure is ready, but we don't have anything. We need to insert those values, right? The table is there, and I don't know how to see the types here, honestly. Like if you will connect to the SSMS, you will be able to see, and here I'm not sure in this query editor you will be able to see these type, so table value types right here. Okay, so this is also there, but it does not show that. Anyways, that's fine. We can go to the one more thing I want to do here. Let me go to the portal, and in the portal I would like to do one thing, because we would like, otherwise we're going to keep getting the errors. So you go to the Azure SQL DB, and you go to the server here, and in the server you're going to go to the firewall and virtual networks, and here you will be saying allow Azure services and resources to this server. Okay, so then Azure Data Factory will be able to access this server. Now we go to Azure Data Factory, and here we are going to create a pipeline. Go to author, and here new pipeline, and in the new pipeline you will be saying copy, and the copy activity, your source is going to be Azure flat file or a CSV file, Azure blob storage. That's where our file is. Now we are creating this linked service. The limited file is fine, new, and then we will be providing subscription, and then provide the storage name, and this is just fine as it is, whatever the name of the linked service is. Now we navigate to the input container and select the file. Now the file is selected. Yes, first row has header, hit OK, and now second part is important. Remember that in the sync first of all we will be creating a linked service. So Azure SQL database, that's what I will be selecting. Linked service, select subscription, server name, database name, and then your authentication. So TB user and password. You can test your connection, hit OK, and create. It created the link service, and we are not selecting any table name here. We are going to hit OK. Now what we will be doing here, we will be selecting a store procedure. So see right there, if, instead of selecting a table, we are selecting a store procedure, and in the drop down we have a SP customer. So this SP customer has the table type parameter, right? And if I click on right there, import parameter, it shows me that customer type. So if you guys go back, you should know that this is the customer type. It is shown you right here. Remember we created this customer type there, and now what we will do here, it is asking you table value parameter. So that's also customer underscore type. So if you guys remember that, this is what we have created right there. Okay, so it is going to accept that input, and then at that this customer type is depending on three values: ID, first name, last name. And that should once the value is provided to that store procedure, inside the store procedure is going to use that value ID, first name, last name, and also first name and last name as a concatenated value, and insert it into full name. So we are using the copy activity, as you can see that, but we are playing a trick to concatenate those values. One thing to remember, as this is a table valued parameters, so think about that. If you have millions of rows, this might suffer the performance. So I will suggest if you have small files, that's it is going to work just fine. But if you have tons of records like millions and millions, then I will not suggest doing this. In that case, I will suggest to write your record to some staging table and then use a store procedure to concatenate or any other type of modification or derived column or whatever you want to do. That will be much faster. You don't want to be doing table value parameters for millions of records. This is for small files. It's going to just work fine, just fine. Okay, so now we go ahead and debug. Okay, so this is completed and we can go right there. It read 3 rows and it has written 3 rows. We are all good here. We can go back to our table and we should run the query, and we see that ID 123, name, first name Amir, last name Shahzad, and then finally we have full name, that is concatenation of a first name, last name, and see right there. So this is concatenation. So this is how you will be using copy activity and concatenating two values, or actually drawing in column values and all that. But this will be happening in the sync by a store procedure with the table value parameters. So that's the trick we played here to get concatenated values to the our table by using copy activity in Azure Data Factory. I hope this tip will help you in some of the scenarios. Thank you very much for watching. I will put this code in the description, and you can take from there and play with it. And if you like my effort making these videos, please go ahead and subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Thank you.